Hi guys, welcome back. This is Vmware Bob Joel as usual, and today we're going to do a few things in our cybersecurity, learn basic cybersecurity course or tutorial. So today we're going to learn on how to install a virtual machine. You might be wondering what a virtual machine is. Since you guys may not be having very many PCs, very many laptops like I do, you can use a virtual machine. You can use a virtual machine to do whatever thing that I'm going to be doing here. A virtual machine can help you have a virtual computer. Yeah, it can help you have a virtual computer and a physical computer. So you'll have two computers actually at the same time on one computer using that virtual machine. So today I'm going to show you how to install the VMware software that we're going to be using. The VMware we're going to be using. So I'm using kind of a lower version. This is Vmware Workstation 8. So we shall install it. You can download any virtual machineware, any VMware. So I'm using a lower version. I'm not going to be using this VMware. I'll be using real computers, but I just want you to have an image and I want you guys to follow. So we shall be using different operating systems. Remember, we're going to be using different operating systems. We're going to be using server operating systems. We're going to install different Linux operating systems. So via this VMware, I'll choose typical, just to simplify my installation. Then I'll tap next again, next, create a desktop shortcut and run at the start menu. Yeah, it's okay. Continue. So we shall give it like a few minutes for it to install. Now that the installation is done, we're going to start our VMware. So I'll click restart later. So basically this is how our VMware looks like. Okay, still let me read the license agreement. I'll just say yes. Ta-dam! This is how it looks like. So we have very many options, different options. There is create a new virtual machine, open a virtual machine, connect to a remote server, virtualize a physical machine, software. You can keep on, like, you can do some research and get to know what all this does, because this is a very good tool for virtualization. Now I'll create a new machine. So we shall click create new virtual machine. So you just tap create new virtual machine. There is this option of typical, it's the most recommended one. Then there is custom, it's the advanced one, where you get to select a lot of things, but since it's our beginner tutorial, let's just select typical and click next. There are these very many options. There is where I'll have my operating system on a CD or a DVD. Then there is also this option where I'll select the image, but for now I'll click. I will install the operating system later. Next, I select the type of operating system I want to install. So now we're going to install Linux, because most of our things we shall be doing a lot of things via Linux. I advise you guys to download Kali Linux. I think I'll provide some links. For you guys. So actually let me get a link and I'll provide it in the comment box. I'll comment with the Linux link right now. But I advise you guys to download Kali, because for a start I'll be using Ubuntu for starters, but then later I'll have to switch to Kali. Kali comes with a lot of tools pre-installed. Yeah, it has a lot of advantages. It's made for pen testing, so yeah, I advise you guys to download Kali. So I'll click next. Then we have to give our virtual machine a name. I'll call it Cyber1. Then next, we shall need to give it some storage. I'll leave it with its default storage, 20 GB. Next, yeah, it has 1 GB. Let's customize some other properties. Let's see. Our network adapter. Okay, our RAM. Okay, for now, let's just leave all the settings at default. It's fine. Then I'll click finish. Yes, so this is our virtual machine set. So basically today we're going to install Kali Linux. So let's just click on CD/DVD. I'll select use ISO image, then I'll browse. I'll check my pen drive and see I have a lower version of Kali Linux. This is Kali Linux 2016, but you can download Kali Linux 2020. Then I'll just select OK. After doing that, I'll just click on power on this virtual machine. So I'll wait for it to power on. So you'll see all these different options. This is our Kali Linux. You can already select any. You can already select any operating system to use. You can try out with Windows. You can try out with Ubuntu. Today I'm trying out with Kali. So I'll select graphical install. Because I want to go the graphical way. So I'll select the language I want to use. I want to use English. United States. You can select your country. You can select your location. I'm from Uganda and it's actually not listed here. So let me just leave it via United States. Let's say American English. Let them detect my keyboard. Yeah. Actually, this is just the normal step of installing an operating system. So if you've installed an operating system before, if you've installed Windows, if you've installed Ubuntu, if you've installed any operating system before, this is just the same way we do that. Just that we are now installing we're installing an operating system on a virtual machine, a machine that actually doesn't exist physically. Yeah, basically you'll have to follow all those steps after downloading this VMware. You can download any VMware of your choice. In case of any question, please just ask. I'll answer since we are live. So during in case we are like to use maybe a server operating system, you guys will be required to install that operating system. You can use a virtual machine in case you don't have like any other laptop or any other PC to use. You can use a virtual machine. And let's give it some time. I know most of you guys are using Windows machine, so it will ask for a host name. I'll leave it at default Kali. Next. Domain name, let's leave that. That's if we want on some domain. So they'll ask for a password. I'll put a password. I re-enter the password. I shall continue. So this is one of the most important parts. Where you get to partition the disk, you get to do all that. But the good thing is it's all in English. Even if you've never installed this operating system before, you can just read out things and do everything you want to do. There is guided use entire disk to install your Kali Linux in case you want to use the entire disk. There is also the menu part. There is a use entire disk and set up an encrypted LVM. Though there is use entire disk and set up LVM. So basically, in case you want to, maybe you have different partitions, you can always select your menu. But as for now, I want us to use the entire disk, so we shall just continue. Yeah, let's continue. Let's give it some time so that it installs the Kali Linux. So everything that is happening right now, it's happening on a virtual machine. So in case I make a mistake, in case I do anything, in case anything goes wrong, it's happening on my virtual machine. That's why it's recommended that you can always install a virtual machine and try out all your experiments on that virtual machine. This installation is kinda a long one, so maybe we shall get back after the installation is done. Basically, to cut the long story short, this is how Kali Linux looks like. Yeah, this is how our Kali Linux look like. So it has very many tools, pre-built tools. Yeah, that we shall be using. Actually, we shall be using most of these tools. This is how it looks like. So you'll discover that it also has like a terminal that we shall be using. Yeah, and basically this will be our terminal. We shall use a lot of tools from this terminal and all that. So it has actually kind of very similar commands. Actually, Linux, well, most of the Linux operating systems have similar commands. So you, in case I want to enter, to choose the directory desktop, I'll press cd space, then I type desktop. Remember, in Linux and Kali Linux, case sensitivity matters. Yeah, so I've entered desktop, as you see. In case I want to create maybe a folder or something, on the desktop I'll use mkdir, then I'll call the folder my name. So I've actually created the folder on the desktop. The folder is called Mwagara, as you see. So basically we shall start from there. So in this tutorial we've learned like how to install a VMware on our computers, and we've also learned on how to install an operating system on our computers. We've learned on how to install actually Kali Linux, the operating system, and how to fully configure our VMware to support the Kali Linux operating system. So basically, in our next tutorial we shall now start on the hacking of our Windows machine, where we shall hack our Windows computer. Thank you very much. So basically, you guys should really download these VMwares, install Kali Linux or install Ubuntu. Yeah. So the real thing starts now. The real hacking starts now. So we shall learn on how to hack, then we shall learn on how to prevent. We shall learn on how to attack, then learn on how to prevent those attacks. Thank you very much.